Hi.
Hello.
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 Oh my goodness. Here we are. Hi guys. Happy Sunday night. Happy Sunday. We are doing Vino Vent tonight. Do we want to go ahead and start off with our cheers?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't you do the cheers? Well, first you need a...
Tonight I'm having a very cheap wine.
Yes.
I'm switching over to white.
You know we have a little bit of red.
I know, I wanted something cold though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Can you guys hear us okay? How's the sound? Let us know.
All right, so no matter what you're drinking, wine, water, coffee, raise your glass because we made it through another week. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to you. Bob says the sound is good, so we are good to move on. Why don't we do a little roll call? All right, so hi Lane, who's the first one here, and Minor and Clinton and Bob and Jess and Rebel Heart and Sapna and Jim and Clinton and Evan and Errol and Jerry, Spencer, Bob Dylan, Glenn the Gay Guy, Rhonda, Eli, and Michael and Mary and Mitchell and Tanver and Caroline and Petra and Mimi, Carolyn and Stanley. Hi, Stanley. And Pia and Michael and Tony and Jim and Colton and Liam. Dylan, I think I already said hi to you. Marsha and Marlon and Cindy and everyone.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come chat with us.
I know.
We have been running around like crazy lately. But I feel like it's somewhat slowing down now.
It's about to not be because in 2 weeks or a week and a half is our oldest birthday. This coming week is my sister's birthday. But
and you just celebrated your birthday.
I did celebrate my 31st birthday, which was so fun. We did it at the beach. Full disclosure, we were supposed to have that vlog ready to go live today. It didn't happen though.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. We got back from the beach and we've been unpacking and we've been doing...
Well, technically it didn't happen last Sunday.
It didn't happen last Sunday either. We've kind of been behind on the vlogs, which I feel so sad about because we have so much footage that we've shot that could go live, but it's just like finding the time to edit it and more so than that, I think just edit it in a way that we would be proud of showing.
Yeah.
Like we could just throw it together, but PJ's really taken the creative lead this year on the vlogs and they've turned out so much better, in my opinion. There's just a whole different...
By that, he means he still edits all of the videos, and he does a very good job at that, which is why I stopped editing the videos. But I help with putting it together. Caroline asked where the mama sheep is and the baby. They were literally right on her back deck looking at us right now, which I don't know why they're doing that. Because the mom is kind of wild, and they have yard that they could go be eating grass, and they're just sitting right here.
They're so cute. Yeah, the mama, she's kind of shy, but she'll like peek in through the glass doors and look at us. And it's really cute. Her baby's so sweet.
I named her Gopher Face because I couldn't think of anything else. And her face looks like a gopher. Like she reminds me of the gopher on Winnie the Pooh. That was a gopher, right?
Rabbit?
No.
Piglet?
The gopher with the lisp, like that.
Wait, now I'm like blanking. There's Winnie the Pooh, there's Piglet, there's Rabbit, there's Owl, there's Kanga, there's Roo, and there's Eeyore.
Who is the gopher? Or I don't know. I thought there was a gopher in that.
I don't know. I was never a big Winnie the Pooh fan though.
Oh, I loved it. But now I'm like, did I mix it up with the rabbit?
Oh, hi Kel saying, oh, Tigger. You're thinking of Tigger. Oh, Minor said Tigger.
Yeah, he did have, I don't know.
Hi, David in West Tennessee. Mimi, thanks. Yeah, this sweatshirt is actually are you Google it because I'm curious. The sweatshirt is from a Ralph Lauren Pride collection 2 years ago now. This is actually during the beginning of the pandemic, and we never revealed this.
Yeah.
Who is that? Gopher is a fictional. Great. You're right, PJ McKay. I've never heard of Gopher.
I started thinking I was getting it wrong, thinking it was the...
Hilarious. Well, weren't you a big Winnie the Pooh fan?
Yeah.
When you were little? So cute.
So that's Gopher. Okay, now that that's settled.
Susan and Jim said, yes, there was a Gopher in the Disney cartoons. So yeah, a little like fun fact. Do you remember this collaboration?
Mm-hmm.
We shot it and everything, but it was during the summer of 2020, which was a very tumultuous summer, and the brand decided that they did not want to move forward with, they didn't feel it was the right timing for this. So we put them away upstairs in a closet and haven't seen them in like 2 years. And then I found it as I was cleaning it out the other day, and I was like, I love this sweater. And then the back, which I don't know if it'll be backwards. I think it's backwards on the camera. It says together. So it's cute. Oh no, it's not. It works.
Okay, so if you follow us on Instagram, you know that we posted about going to the beach 2 different times. We ended up making an offer on a house at the beach, which is an area that we have been looking in for like the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. And it's just a place that we really like to go. We like to take the kids there, and we wanted there to be something down there. So we found this like dilapidated house, and we made an offer on it, and then it was accepted. And then like 6 days later, a house on the same street that was livable but still needs to be completely renovated popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, Thomas, this was the one we were supposed to get. And it has like a little mother-in-law suite or apartment in the back, so it's 2 different dwellings. So then we made an offer on that, and that one was accepted. So we've closed on the first one. We're most likely going to sell the first one that we bought. Not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, and I don't know, I mean, putting you on the spot, would it be like right away, like we fix it up and then we sell it, put it on the market, see what we can get for it, or we rent it out?
I don't know. I think that'll be once we figure out the plan of what we're wanting to do to both houses. And yeah, we're throwing around a lot of different ideas as far as what we want to do this summer when it comes to renovating those houses. Do we want to be down there? Do we want to go down for like 2 weeks and hire everything and then come back up here? So not really sure. We close on the second house in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then we go back down in May for my birthday, and I would imagine that we'll probably stay another week past like the week that we're already planning on going.
Yeah.
But we're really excited. The kids are super excited, and we have a new little house by the beach.
We do, and that's kind of the reason for the getting behind in the YouTube vlogs. We've been traveling so much, and it's challenging to, for some reason, edit on the road. I get kind of nauseous. Couple of things real quick from some of the comments. Kelsang, what? Oh, are you being funny? Kelsang said, I don't want to gossip, but I hear that people are saying that you're going to Italy with Matt and Blue. Is it true? Asking for a friend. That would be so fun. Oh my goodness. You've never been to...
Yeah, we have.
One time, but not for very long. We've never met Matt and Blue in person, but they seem so sweet. Colin, that sounds so cool. He gets clothes from the Polo Outlet at cost. Greg said that Gopher was created by Disney. So they're not in the original book, but they're created by Disney. Okay. So you were spot on. Evan said there is a Gopher. Cherish made it. She's messaged on here and said that she made it. Welcome, Cherish. There she is. So sweet.
Cherish is the kid's aunt.
Yes.
And
she was just here tonight.
She always will take like one at a time and spends time with them. And it's so cute because we spend like all the time with all three of them, and they don't really ever get one-on-one time with us. So it's nice that we have people like Cherish and their grandparents to give each of them individual time.
That is so true. I know. Thank you so much for today, Cherish. Raya had a blast. All right. I'll let you answer a couple of these. This one and this one. So why don't we start with?
Well, also Matt said, how is soccer?
Oh.
Did you answer that?
I know, I didn't see it.
Soccer's good. We had a game today. We lost last week. We lost this week.
Badly.
And for me, it's so much better to be out there while they're playing soccer because I'm not as invested as what I was when they played basketball. When they played basketball, I would like stand up and be like, Alan, get the ball, Raya, dribble the ball, get your hand out of your shirt. Like, I was really into it. And I'm like chill at the soccer field. However, you're not.
I know. I found myself screaming at Alan. I was like, Alan, get the ball, Alan, get it. And PJ was just like sitting there eating a sunflower seeds, like relaxing in the chair.
I haven't decided which I like better because basketball, by the end of the season, I was like,
it took a toll on
real into it.
Yeah, it took a lot out of you.
Okay, so that was that question. Somebody asked how Dixie was doing. She is doing well. She took care of the farm and all of the animals on the farm while we were gone both times in Florida. We are in the process of downsizing a lot of our new farm babies just because when we got them as pets. We knew that at a certain number we didn't want any more. And so we're in the process of looking for good homes who also want pets for a few of our lambs and a few of our baby mini pigs. I found, did I tell you Wayne is going to...
Yes,
okay.
I'm so happy.
So I found a really good home for 2 of our mini pigs. They're going together. And then we still have a few lambs that we have to sell, but I have to do some testing before we can sell those. So Dixie's doing good. She's taking care of the farm. While we were in Florida, she helped a mom who was distressed lambing.
Oh, yeah. She's a savior.
The baby was like, its legs were hanging out, and she pulled it out of her. It wasn't breathing. She gave it mouth to mouth and brought it back to life.
She's a savior.
And he is so cute. So that's the baby that is on the back porch. His name is Sunny. And Dixie named him Sunny, and I told Dixie that she could name him, and then I forgot that I told her that. And so then I named him Herschel with the kids. And so now his name is Herschel Sunny Gilreath. And he's going to go by Sunny, which is also my Papa's name. Well, you can call him whatever. I'm going to call him Herschel. Dixie, I'm sorry.
Call him Herschel, too.
But yeah, Dixie, my Papa's name was Sunny, so that's sentimental to me also. So his name is Herschel Sunny. Maybe we'll just call him that. He will be our next ram as long as he makes it. I think he's going to at this point.
Yeah.
Because of his coloration and the size. He's like...
He's so precious.
So we did Barnardo for 2 years, and then you're supposed to rotate your rams. And so then it will be Herschel. And cannot wait to see.
He's so cute. I love him.
Okay. And then what was the other one? Oh, Carolyn asked about properties.
Yes. How many properties?
So right now we have more than what we want. But keep in mind, like our day-to-day, what we did before we did social media was real estate. We bought and sold. We had rental properties. So we may have what seems like a lot of properties, but in reality, if you think about someone who owns a business and all the things that they have to run that business, it's the same thing. Like you have to have a warehouse, you have to have equipment. For us, we have properties. So right now we have, so we have this house, and then we have the house that I fixed up for my mom, and
I'll keep count.
We just sold one of our rental houses. That was the first house that I had ever bought. Did a 1031 exchange on that, and then bought the first house in Florida. And then we have the 20 acres on a river, so riverland, and then we have the farm with the tiny house and holiday house, and then we have getaway house, which is on 6 acres, and then we're about to buy the second house by the beach. But some of these we've been talking about selling just because we don't really use them.
I didn't realize it was the.
It's going to go down because
Yeah.
we don't really use the riverland, and there's really no point in keep. We love it out there, so maybe we'll keep like some of it and sell some of it. Getaway house. The more we have been thinking about it, we're thinking about selling it since it's so close to the farm, and it's like we already have a house with mountain views and land. We don't really need that. And then I guess that's it. So potentially selling 2 things.
Yeah, that would fit in line with our simplify. Matt asked a question. He said, have you ever connected with Dustin and Burton? It'd be great to visit each other, see each of your farms, and have the kids play together. That would be so fun. Fun fact.
Yeah.
No, you're the one that talked. You talked to him.
So,
or at first.
A couple of years ago, I guess it was like 2 years before we had kids.
At least, or a year or 2.
So we went through like a 2-year period where we were researching different types of ways to gay man shake in there, if you know what I'm quoting.
I doubt they do.
You should look it up. It's Kristen Wiig on SNL, and she's doing Paula Deen. It's the funniest thing. But anyway, so we were researching. We knew that there was adoption, we knew that there was fostering, and we knew that there was surrogacy and so many different options. So this was back before they were doing like social media, like the way that they're doing it now.
Right. They had I feel like they were like growing their following at the time.
I don't remember. Anyways, I had reached out to them and was like, hey, would you ever consider jumping on a call to talk about how you went about doing the surrogacy process? And so we talked to them probably for an hour on the phone, and they answered so many questions that we had. And at that time, we had reached out to several what is it, like a fertility bank?
It's where you surrogacy and fertility, and
so you like purchase from the egg donor, and then they fertilize and all that. So we were like in the process of looking into that, and then because I had worked with the state, we ended up going with fostering. But yeah, so we had that conversation. Yeah. We know them through that, and then just following each other on.
The one thing that stood out to me talking to Burton on the phone was we were like, we were very nosy, and we were like, how much did like XYZ cost? And he was like, let me pull up my spreadsheet, and like he had everything organized.
Which was amazing.
It was so amazing and so inspirational.
Because like whenever you're going through that process beforehand, you have no idea how much it's going to cost. And he was so awesome in the way that he was like, okay, so we paid this much for this. This can change depending on the blah blah blah, and it was really very informative.
Very informative. He gave us a great timeline on like what the whole process took. He was very, very sweet. So yeah, that was our Burton and Dustin fun fact. So a couple people are saying, are you guys watching the Grammys? They are tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes. We're not watching them. We didn't watch the Oscars either because we were traveling, but also we don't have cable anymore. Oh. But you know what? I think the Grammys are in CBS, which we have Paramount Plus, so I bet we could watch them live. I bet we could. In fact, I think I know we could. But no, we're not watching them. Olivia Rodrigo is going to win everything. We know it. We know it. Bob said that's a big bottle of wine. Will this Vino Vent end up like the last one, overtime on Instagram?
Maybe.
I think so. Maybe, but that was kind of messy last time. I feel like that was messy. Our sheep are like playing on the back porch. It's so cute. Oh, someone said Olivia just performed. So what else? Let's see. PJ, how's stretching going? Does it help with the back pain? I hope you feel better. That's sweet, Miner.
It definitely does help. I've decided that my back pain is here to stay, so I have started doing a few different things to help. One is stretching, but yeah, it definitely does help. I have that, what is that, hypervolt thing, and I think the combination of that with the stretching and not overdoing it when I do work out or work on the farm have helped. But I was telling Thomas, I was like, my gun, right before this, I was like, my gun is dead and I really need it.
Oh, I know.
But it is what it is.
Poor thing. So Glenn the Gay Guy wants to know, are there any new Facebook Marketplace purchases?
I don't think so, right? Oh, yeah, actually.
A big one, right?
My truck.
Yeah, that was the big one, yeah.
I bought a farm truck.
Yeah.
So we sold Thomas's car because the used car market right now is insane. And we just bought his car less than a year ago, and we sold it and put probably 10,000 miles on it, maybe. I don't know.
Or no. Well, now that I think 6. I think 6.
Anyways, we sold it and we made money, which was awesome.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, well, maybe we should sell my truck, because if we're going to do the farm thing, it's getting beat up out there. There's no reason I need a truck that nice. So I bought a 2003 Toyota Tacoma, and I have a 2016 Toyota Tacoma, but the plan is to sell the 16, and then we'll be down to 2 cars.
2 cars, which are like combined. Well, combined, they're like 40 years old combined, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm really having fun driving the old Land Cruiser again.
Yeah, we've been talking about looking at the new Toyota Sequoia when it comes out.
Don't even get me started.
We love that, but I hate having so much money invested in like vehicles.
I know.
We did that for the first time. I'd say we've always driven cars like under our means.
Yeah, like older cars. Yeah. Even my Lexus was like 8 years old or something like that at the time.
Yeah. So I don't love the idea of having so much money in a vehicle.
Especially, but you know what I'm thinking? It's like when it comes to vehicles and families, like we're a Toyota family, and Toyota just does not make a big extended like SUV like the Ford Expedition, the Lincoln Navigator, the Suburban, the Yukon. Like they just don't do that. Mm-hmm. The closest thing we have to that as diehard Toyota fans is the Sequoia. And I'm thinking if we are serious about like relocating to the farm full time, we're gonna be living in the car. Like things like basketball practice and school are not gonna be right down the road. So I'm like, we need like, I don't know, a solid family car that makes riding in the car like enjoyable, and especially if we're gonna be traveling to the beach more. But otherwise, but I think we're both like, I don't know. There's like a weird nostalgia driving the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Makes me think of simpler times because it's in 1999. And I really mean simpler times because there was basically like barely internet back then. No smartphones. Ugh.
Rebel, if we did a time lapse of me painting or showing me paint, it would take like one of the paintings that I started probably over 9 months ago, I'm still painting.
Yeah, but it looks so good.
But I change it. So I paint, and then I'm like, I don't like that. I'm going to change this. And then it would almost be impossible because to me, because I am perfectionist about everything, to me, they're never finished. There's always something I want to change about them.
Yeah. At some point, I'm just going to have to take it away from you because you will just keep... What do I say that you like to do? Piddle or no?
I like to piddle.
You do, but like...
Pick at things, piddle.
Like, yeah.
As I'm like taking on this...
like folding the...
Very fidgety.
No, you just like to... Yeah, I guess piddle is the right word. You do like, you're a piddler. Piddle paddle. Piddle. I'm going to stop. Dawdle. Todd, I've never heard of Dawdle.
Dawdle, I've heard of
Dawdle.
that. Yeah.
Really?
Dawdle.
Dawdle. Diddle Dawdle. Matt Dunn said, how are Bo and Matt? They are wonderful. You guys, I'm gonna give them a shameless plug. Their book comes out in like, is it on the calendar? It's not on the calendar. I feel bad. They've told us a million times. It's coming out like either next week or the week after that. And we are so excited. This is a book that they've been working on for so long, and it has been so fascinating.
I kind of want to text them and just be like, hey, we want to FaceTime and tell
God.
everyone about your book.
Yeah, see, when the book... So the book is called Housewarming. And I remember last summer when we all went to the beach, they showed me like one page. They had just gotten the page back from their editor, and they showed me like the font and the color of the book. And it was like the most beautiful book and the most beautiful font and color combination I've ever seen. I'm obsessed with them and their book, and we're just so excited for their book to come out. I can't wait.
Well, actually, I want them to like, I don't want to be like, you're on the spot. So maybe we'll, we can tell them for next Sunday.
We should do an Instagram live, because you can do that and be like, let's talk about your book.
Yeah.
We'll ask them if they want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That's better, because then you can see, instead of me like holding the phone up.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So we'll do that. We'll do that. Eli said, you guys are like dads.
Yeah.
Pretty much like dads. If it wasn't for PJ, we would be driving a minivan right now. You remember like not because of me. Not because of me. Yeah. Because of me. I was like, PJ, look at this minivan. Like, look at the Honda Odyssey. I was like, it looks so fun. And he was like, I will never drive a minivan. And I'm so glad you talked me out of it. Rebel Heart, I don't know why. That is a scandalous question. I don't know why our YouTube channel isn't verified yet. That's a good question. We're verified on Instagram and Facebook. How do you get verified on YouTube?
No telling.
Glenn the gay guy said never a minivan ever. Hi, Billy. Minor said, fun fact, yesterday I had nothing to do, so I decided to start again watching old videos of you, and I loved it. Best decision ever. No.
Aww.
Worst decision ever, Minor.
Yeah, we looked at a few of the old ones. Actually, we looked at a few of the old ones and we made them private because it's like,
yes,
we haven't went back and looked at some of those videos in so long. Really, all of those videos in so long. Like our voices were different.
Mm-hmm.
We were different. We were a lot like.
We were very green. Like, we've been doing this now for 7 years.
Well, to me, the YouTube thing is not like a green thing. To me, it's like we were green in the sense of like the world and like how everything worked, and
that too.
We were, I think, so sheltered because we are in somewhat of a small town. When we say small town, a lot of you are like, that's not a small town.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
To us, it felt like a small town because maybe it was in the South and we were in Tennessee, and everyone is very religious and so on and so forth. So it wasn't until like meeting you guys and meeting people through social media and talking to other people outside of this small area that we're from that it really pushed us to rethink how we were taught to just think about things. So when I see the videos from the beginning, it's just like, that's a different person.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done a lot of growing. I mean, for as negative and I don't know, there's a lot of obviously cons that have come from social media, but one of the big pluses for us is absolutely like just learning so much. It's kind of like reading books about places that you've never been to before. Like if you come from like a small town like us and like you read a book about like a magical land far away, it's like, I feel like that's kind of what I would equate it to, is like we meet so many, even on like, especially on YouTube, like Sapna over in the UK and like I don't know, just that's one example, but like all these people from all over who have just, I don't know, taught us so much, and we've learned a lot over the
Yeah.
last 7 years we've been doing it, but however however long we've been doing YouTube seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you like? I know for me who the first people were that made me start like questioning things and rethinking things. Do you have? Can you think of who yours is?
Like famous people?
No. Anyways, so when we met Matt and Bo.
Oh well, yes.
So like I always thought, compared to people that we like are around on a day-to-day basis, like the people that we interact with at the grocery store and stuff, I thought that we were open-minded and that we were like woke or like aware of things that people around here are just not aware of. But then after meeting Matt and Bo, I was like, oh my God, we still have like backwoods thinking about a lot of things. And
yeah,
that was the beginning, I feel like, because after like getting to know them and talking to them and then us like saying something and then they would both just like look at each other like, oh my God, these little green gay boys that don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Matt and Bo, if you ever see this, thank you for beginning that.
They'll never see this.
Well, we'll screenshot it and send it to them.
Yeah, we'll send them a link. That's true. That is true. They came to mind whenever you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of like specific times where we've said something and they're like, maybe you shouldn't say that. And we're like, oh, sorry.
I feel like that happened more so with you than
with me.
And it not anything bad, it's just like how are you, I don't know, just stupid things that
I have a problem, like not a problem, I don't want to say it's a problem, but like I have a thing where I'm like, I just kind of say things and I don't really think about all the time how others might react or interpret what I'm saying. Like even to this day I'll say something and PJ is like, that was like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like I'll say things and I'm like, la 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 la, and he's like, yeah, maybe you should have said that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even
like
notice.
one that's just stupid is like he'll pronounce
not anymore,
but
that was like 5 years ago.
He would pronounce quesadilla.
No.
Well, it was quesadilla. You said quesadilla.
No, I don't say that. It was.
Oh.
That's the one.
It was a word like that, and he did not mean anything by it, but it was, what is the word? It's like when you are...
oblivious.
No. Like unaware of what...
Oblivious.
The context. No.
I think that's a good word.
It'll come to me. It's a word that has been used a lot lately in the last probably 5 years.
Ignorant.
No.
I don't know.
Now so you talk because I want to think of what the word is.
Okay. Well.
Okay, that's not gonna happen. I can't think.
I
can't think while you're talking.
I said it was well.
We have to sit here in silence. For me to figure out.
Well, we can't do that. We're gonna lose people watching.
It is so like. Don't you hate whenever it's right there,
on the tip of your tongue?
It's almost like I can see the word.
So the word is like oblivious, like dumb,
like naive. Somebody said naive.
Naive,
but not naive. I
don't know.
It's a double word. I think it's a phrase.
Ignorance is bliss.
No, it is. This turned into a fun game of categories or what is it? Pictionary.
Clueless. Aloof.
Not aloof. Those are all the same thing, but it also kind of relates back to
tone deaf.
Tone deaf. That's
Is that really it?
Who
Rebel Heart.
Yeah. Just like pronouncing the word quesadilla intentionally wrong to me.
I
Is tone
literally
deaf.
have I don't.
But that would be an example.
Yes.
It was
But
like
it wasn't quesadilla. Do you want me to say what it was?
well, I mean, it was
Would that be
quesadilla,
bad?
and
No, I
it was,
never-
and it was. He would say Mexico.
I would say Mexico because in the 1996 movie Drop Dead Gorgeous with Allison Janney and Kristen Dunst and Denise Richards pronounces Mexico, and I've been obsessed with that movie since I was like 10. And my sister and I always quote it, and so I'd always say Mexico, and I never meant anything by it. And they were like, "Yeah, Thomas, maybe you shouldn't say that." And I was like, "Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. Like I can see why I shouldn't say that." And then I've stopped saying it ever since. But I didn't pronounce quesadilla any other way. But it was Mexico. Liam said, "Gilbert, that's my favorite word to use with people who are dense." Okay, now I need to scroll up and see what Gilbert said. What did Gilbert say? Dense. I hate that word. That would be a good word to describe me sometimes, though. Basically, what I think I do. Oh, obtuse. I think obtuse, maybe. I didn't see what Gilbert said, though, Liam. I think that I just, like, say things, and I don't truly in my heart, I don't mean anything by it. Like, I don't mean any, which is not an excuse.
It is not an excuse.
Oh, I'm not saying for things like
Absolutely not an excuse.
I'm not saying for things that are not politically correct. I mean things like if I'm talking about something and someone can hear me. I don't know what I'm.
That's exactly the definition of tone deaf.
I don't know what I'm trying to say then. Like, I'll say, I'm trying to think of an example besides just being politically correct. It's like, I'll say something and then after we like leave the situation, you're like, "Yeah, I wouldn't have said that." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why." But it's not usually politically correctness. So, like, it doesn't normally have to do with that. Right? Jack said, "What's wrong with Mexico? That's how you pronounce it in Spanish."
Which I
But
get
I'm not-
that, but he's not
I'm
Spanish.
not Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, and I'm not Mexican, and I'm not Hispanic. So, yeah, Jess. Oh, I just gleeked. Jess said, "You say things first and think about it second." Maybe. I think maybe I would say that.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think things through, which is why I have social anxiety. I think about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it,
Yeah.
and then I usually just don't say anything.
Right. I mean, to be honest, we could have a whole YouTube live about saying things or perspective, like Brendan said, or political correctness, and we could really dive into that. I don't feel that we have the knowledge to dive into that, nor would I want to open that can of worms.
We do not.
Yeah, absolutely not. So I think that all we know, listen, at the end of the day, all we know is that we are constantly trying to better ourselves and like trying to get a better understanding of the world and how it works and be open-minded to different cultures, different perspectives, and different ways of thinking. And that's all I feel like I could say about that. We're just constantly trying to improve.
Right. I mean, I did the same thing in a YouTube video that we edited and uploaded, and then
A year ago now.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Mhm.
And we were demoing a house, and I did a karate chop, and I made the noise that I had heard growing up on TV, and we received 2 messages. Both were like very polite by how they came about, like telling how they felt when I did that.
Yeah.
And immediately we took the video down, we re-edited it, and then but that's the thing, like growing up in the town that we have grown up in and hearing the way that people around here talk and what's acceptable and not acceptable, or what they think is acceptable, it's just like,
well, it's like we don't want to be like that.
well, right. But going back to the whole point of this, whenever like looking back on those old videos, we definitely see a lot of like tone deaf, just very green young kids still learning their way, but
Still learning, always learning.
Matt and Bo were one of the first like friends that we or
Mhm.
people that we became friends with through social media, and they are from they are from New Orleans, so a bigger town, and really helped us to open up like how we think about things and how we were taught to think about things and question, well, why do I believe that? What initiated that thought process? So I'm sure like our families are very like annoyed with us because we are constantly being that person for them.
I don't mind it. I don't mind if
I
they're
will say like they've also grown as people and
like my mom is a realtor and she no longer says master bedroom.
she said primary.
She says primary bedroom or primary bathroom because and then she's telling her fellow realtors to say it too, and she kind of informs them. So I mean, I think the biggest thing to understand is that we all make mistakes as humans, every single one of us, every one of us. But the important thing is that we learn from those mistakes and we know what to do better next time.
Yeah.
And we know how to improve ourselves as like human beings and like how to move forward and just carry on with like respect and love and light for other people. I feel like that's all any of us as human beings want. And I don't think it's too much to ask. I really don't. Donna Taylor said, nobody's perfect, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Kind of going along, this was something I thought of earlier that would be fun to talk about. So when you know somebody really well, you know that usually when you know someone well, everyone has these little quirks that make them who they are, whether it's like an action that they do or like a noise that they make when they're doing a specific thing. But the kids have started calling out some of ours and they'll be like, why do you do that? And like, for example, Anna has within the last couple of days, she's like, how does she say it?
What?
Whenever she says you do this.
Pappuccino, I think she just said you do this with your heyo.
So when I'm driving, I'm constantly doing this with my hair. Part of it is because of the trichotillomania, because I'll constantly like feel it and then see if I can get one single hair and pull it. But so I do that, and the kids notice, and they have started asking like, why do you do that? Yeah. And then I'm also like fixated on my teeth for some reason. I always have been. And I used to grind my teeth at night, so it's made them like differently shaped on the top and bottom from each other. And so I constantly feel that. But it's funny how like I can literally think of people that I have met or have known through my life, and like I'm very like aware of what people do, so I could tell you one thing that each of those people do that was like one of those things. Like I could say one thing that you do. Yours is you bite your inside of your mouth. Mm-hmm. You used to bite your nails, but you don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
okay, maybe he does.
I think, guys, listen, I will always bite my nails. I haven't clipped my nails, and I've never clipped my nails my whole life. But I stopped biting my cheek for like three months.
Yeah.
You inspired me, but then I relapsed. But then, so for you, they say this, and then Alan will call you out, our oldest, on your laugh.
Yeah. He knows me well enough to know, like, when I'm laughing at something that, like, I think it's really, really funny and I'm making a certain laugh. And then when I'm just, like, in conversation with someone and it's not necessarily a fake laugh, but it's not like oh my God, that really got me. He calls me out in front of people and he'll be like, fake laugh.
Fake laugh, yep.
That's a real laugh. Fake laugh. And he's usually 99% right. Mm-hmm. And it's, like I said, it's not a fake laugh. So.
I would say 100% right.
Well, yeah, he's 100% right. But it's not, I don't know if it's fake. I mean, I'm really laughing, but not. It's more
it's like a forced laughter, whereas like
it's like when you're texting someone and you're like haha or
right.
LOL. Like
when really you're like this.
Sometimes.
LOL.
Oh, another thing I do is I itch, which is like
scratch. Someone corrected us on that a couple years ago, and I've never forgot it.
Oh yeah, because itch is a yeah.
Do you remember? Like someone was like,
Well, no,
"You itch."
it's not
you
that I don't
scratch."
know the difference. It's just the word
I say it
use.
too. I know. I say itch.
So
too.
I have an itch, and then I scratch it. Except it's not really an itch. I don't know if maybe I'm allergic to a specific type of clothing. Is that a thing? I've been meaning to go to a. I've done it my whole life, but I've been meaning to go to an allergist to see if it is an allergy. But
I know, I
have
feel like it might
specific
be.
areas. So I have, and I'll do it to where like I create scabs.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see that or not. But I scratch here. I scratch right here on my thumb. I scratch on the back of my neck, and here, and recently here. It is so awful. I hate it so bad. But yeah, so basically, I'm just saying we're all weird.
We're
Or
all
maybe
weird.
I'm just weird and.
Well, I'll laugh, and Raya will be like, "Why do you laugh like that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That's just I wheeze whenever I laugh. I don't know." Bob said we're really learning a lot more about you guys tonight. We are yeah, you kind of are. I think we're sharing a bunch of things.
Okay, so there's a lot about. I have an allergy to wool, and then the detergent, use free and clear detergent. Let's see. I need to like go back through this and read this because maybe.
Maybe you should go to an allergist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Petra. Magic Mike said, "I love your tans." Yeah, a little bit. Clinton said tonight's therapy session. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should call it.
Yeah, no more Vino Vent. Maybe therapy 101.
Oh, your mom does. Is it girls group or what does she call it?
Yeah, girls' night or like group. Well, group is an actual thing, but I think she just calls it her ladies' night.
Ladies
night
or ladies
We
group.
can call it ladies' night or lady. Yeah.
Maybe we should rename this and we could just deep dive into some therapy lessons.
Jess and Aranda both said that Anna is very observant and curious, and she notices things.
Definitely.
Yeah, and Sopna said Anna's observant also. Yeah, they're all really smart. They're all really observant. Alan is definitely our most observant. He remembers and he notices everything, which is kind of scary. But I mean, he is extraordinary when it comes to that kind of stuff. If only he could remember how to tie his friggin' shoes, then we'd be getting somewhere. But
yeah, it's funny though because he'll be like, I know, like he has so much confidence when it comes to tying his shoes, and he'll he'll go to tie them, and I'll like go watch, and then he realizes that I'm watching him do it, and then he's just like, and like he's going confidently through these motions that are not tying his shoes.
Yeah, he's not very good at tying his shoes. I need him to learn to tie his shoes ASAP. We've been going over it, but
Joey asked about how Raya's seizures are doing.
oh,
So
that's sweet.
we have only noticed one seizure in the last year or so.
Yeah, last year.
From last year. However, when we went and had him retested, they were, even with the medications, they were seeing that he was still seizing, even though it wasn't showing a physical sign, but his brain showed that it was. And so since we did have the visual seizure.
Oh my gosh. Oh jeez.
I'm gonna get him.
Herschel is like trying to break down the door.
Basically, the medicine is working. However,
Yes.
the seizure that he had restarted having to take the medicine a solid 2 years without any seizures. So now it's like we started back over, and then he'll get reassessed.
Yeah, we talked about that in I think a Vino and Vendor vlog a couple of months ago. But basically, he has to be 2 years. Raya has to be 2 years seizure free before he can be off the medicine that he takes twice a day. That timeline restarted whenever he had a seizure last year. And here's the true star of the show. He has poop all over him. Does he or no? What is that on his?
That's milk.
He's so freaking cute.
So his mom is feeding him, but I'm also alternating.
Oh, there goes Alistair. Hi, cutie. I don't want to get my baby boy. You're so sweet. Look at he's like.
So now it's milk and vent.
Milk and Vent. Now that Herschel's joined the party, So he is our baby sheep. He's only like 2 weeks old. Dixie hand delivered him from the heavens above.
Gave him mouth to mouth to bring him back to life.
Oh.
Here comes Mama.
Oh. Ah.
Okay, I have to show this.
She is stomping in. Oh my goodness. Mama, if you pee on our rug,
You know she's going to.
you're going to become a rug yourself. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. We would never do that. Mama, are you okay, baby? Here she is. Or here he is. He's right here.
Put him down and I'll...
Okay.
Here, Mama.
Here he is. Oh. So, this is lopsided. So sweet. I think it is honestly the cutest thing ever whenever the babies get separated, the baby sheep get separated from their moms, and the moms, you want me to get this?
No, it's fine.
The moms get like so protective and they're like baying and trying to find their sheep. Look at so cute. The mom's like, are you taking care of my baby? She is so sweet. Okay, so a couple of people have asked about how the neighbors think of our sheep.
I apologize for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm so sorry. Nancy, if you're watching this, she's one of our sweet neighbors. I am so sorry for the sheep and the baying. I'm so sorry. But I mean, no one has said anything yet, so I don't know if they're just being polite or I know that we hear them bang in the backyard at 4 a.m. whenever they're hungry, but I don't know if our neighbors do. I'm hoping that they don't. I mean, but the good thing is it's not permanent. Like we're not going to have sheep in our backyard in the middle of town forever. It's just, this baby needed to be bottle fed because Dixie, it's a long story, but she pulled him out, and so he's gonna have to be bottle fed for a little bit. But PJ didn't want him to be alone, so he brought the mom back here, and then hopefully in the next couple weeks or months, they will both go back to Ocoee Farm, and they will both be on the farm full time. Kelsing said sheep families are real. So let's see. Nathan said, do you collect the animal poop and process it and compost or fertilizer for your vegetation/fruit gardens? We don't. That's a good idea though, Nathan. I feel like we just leave it there and then let the rain and the pee and poop from the animals just kind of fertilize our lawns. Sopna said there are worse things to have in your backyard than sheep.
Yeah, they're just so loud.
Yeah, they're loud.
But it's temporary. They are going back to the farm.
Lane wants to know, is Herschel named for someone?
Nope. Whenever I first saw him, he looked kind of like... He reminded me of Hershey milk chocolate for some reason, even though he's like not...
Kind of like a caramel. He's kind of caramely.
And I was like, Herschel.
It's cute.
So Herschel Sonny Gilreath.
Plus, we've been trying to choose like distinguished English names for all the animals on Ocoee Farm.
So we have Maud and Bernardo
and Diana
and Herschel
and Clive. Clive is our Great Pyrenees.
Olive and
Addie. Yes. So Herschel fit right in, if you will. Brendan said Herschel giving new meaning to the color brown. That's funny. So
why don't we catch up on you guys? So we basically, there's a lot going on with us right now, but for the most part, you know everything that we have been up to. What is everybody up to?
That joke will never get old. Excuse me, Matt said, have any of the kids expressed interest in creating videos or taking photos? Anna is the queen of taking photos and videos, and Alan would have a YouTube channel tomorrow if we let him, I feel like.
I could get on board with that because I like the creative side of shooting and making content.
Yeah.
And he likes being on the camera side of things. I don't really like being on the camera side of things. So it would be a good fit. If he ever did want to, I could easily transition into making content for him. I also want him to be old enough to realize you have to have really thick skin to do stuff like that, just because you almost get as much negative attention as you do positive attention. And so
I know, and just like looking back at old videos of yourself, especially when you're 6, it's cringy.
yeah, so we'll see.
Gilbert said, will you go with Matt and Blue to Italy?
We need to watch why people think
I know
that there's rumors that we're doing it.
Matt and Blue, I didn't even, for one, I didn't know they were going to Italy. That's exciting.
That one thing though that I did notice with them is it looks like they're fostering again.
Yes, it
Which
does.
is so great.
That is so wonderful.
We've talked about wanting to do it again, and then we keep going back and forth on if we did do it, it would need to be when all the kids were over the age of like 8 or somewhere in there, just because 3 kids is a lot and we want to make sure that we give them all enough attention. I don't know. I feel content at this point with 3 kids, but it would be more so helping the broken system where there are just so many kids that need to be fostered. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad. There's over 7,000 kids in the foster.
Oh, they're doing a trip with 20 fans. I do remember seeing Matt posting about that.
Rebel Heart said they gave you a shout out. Was that on Instagram or YouTube? That is so good. Good for them. That is so fun.
Who said they gave us a shout out?
Rebel Heart. Matt and Blue were taking the kids and 20 other people on a trip. That sounds so fun. That sounds so incredible. Thanks for the info, guys. I had no idea. That is so amazing.
That would be fun.
Yes.
I am ready for a trip. So the kids are really dying. We've talked about how we've traveled and have been on an airplane and have flown to different places. And Anna and Alan more so than Raya.
Yeah.
But Anna and Alan talk about wanting to fly on a plane at least a couple times a month. There was a period where they talked about it like weekly.
Yeah.
But we want to do some type of travel with them where they get to ride an airplane because they are so excited. But I also want them to remember it. They're all really young.
They are. Alan will definitely remember it, but I mean, I feel like we should not exclude the younger two just because they won't remember it.
Yeah.
We need to get their passports. That's on my list for this week.
For this week?
Yeah, I'd like to get them ASAP. Because it takes a while.
Yeah, It
takes a while for them to get it, so I'd love for them to get their passports so we can go somewhere.
Quickly, let's talk this through. This is something we've been talking about just because of the amount of time that we've been having lately and the fact that we know, so we're renovating 2 houses right now in Tennessee, but we're about to take on 2 more renovations in Florida.
Yes.
I know, Florida. Boo. But they're about to get more gays.
Florida
because
is
of us.
Awful. The governor's awful. Florida and the people in it, I believe, are not so awful. I believe that people are good, but keep going.
But yeah, so we've been talking about maybe going to doing more Vino Vents because it takes us a week and a half to edit our vlogs because we have I don't know, it takes us too long.
It just takes a while.
And we do it ourselves. So.
And there's usually over 2 hours worth of footage that we have to edit down to less than 30 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, yes.
All that to say, we are considering taking a break from doing our vlogs over the summer and only doing Vino Vent, but doing it every Sunday instead of bi-weekly.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that? And then secondly, something I was thinking about in the shower when we were getting ready for this was we could do a monthly vlog, like at the end of every month, and it sums up the stuff we didn't share on the Vino Vent. It'd be a lot of footage, but then maybe we commit to like, these are the things that are happening. These 5 things are what are happening in our lives right now. And that's what we're going to focus on for the vlog.
Oh yeah, that and or we just shorten our vlogs. We don't shoot so much. But then I feel like that would...
We're just not good at that, though.
Yeah, I know. Like, we're not good at short, because they would end up being pointless. Or they'd be like 1 scene or 2 scenes.
Yeah, so maybe, because it's hard to find the live chat comments. So maybe think about it, and in the comments section of this Vino Vent, tell us what you prefer, whether it's like you want us to just do weekly Vino Vents. If you want us to do a condensed vlog every other week, that's like half of what we normally do. If you want us to do a monthly vlog, which I don't know if that would be harder or not.
I feel like it'd be harder, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we switched every 2 weeks, and that has become harder.
Yeah, I think we know going, like, after all this travel to Florida back and forth, I think we realized that this summer is going to be insane with renovating Holiday House and then the 2 homes by the beach. So Vino Vent is like a safe bet that we're going to be here every Sunday.
Yes.
Versus like sometimes, like last week when the vlog just didn't happen.
And... which I know a lot of times the audiences don't cross over, but obviously we're still on Instagram, and we'll be giving updates on like the tours. And you know what? Maybe it's even a thing where it's like we pop in every now and then with the new vlog. Like if a big thing happens, like the renovation of the beach houses or something like that, like maybe we pop in every now and then with the vlog. But I think we may do one more vlog and then take a break. From
at least for the summer. It always slows down when the kids go back. We're coming up on a month or 2 months until the kids are out of school, and then it's going to be insane. So editing is going to be insane. So I'd rather go into it knowing that we have a plan. Somebody asked a good question, and I forget what it was. They asked, do we follow anybody on YouTube? For me, the only YouTuber that I follow to where I will periodically check to see if they have a new video is...
Our dog is coughing, sorry.
Is Off the Ranch, and they were the ones that did the abandoned mansion. They bought this huge house, and it was abandoned, and then they renovated it, and it is insane.
It's so fascinating.
I only watch those videos from him, and I've gotten to the point where I kind of skip through now, but they're at the end of renovating the house, and I really like that. They've made good choices with the renovation. And then the one that I used to watch all the time was Brooke Bush's vlog, just because she's so funny and her brother is so funny. And
the whole family is like,
they're really all of them are,
they're wonderful.
They would be a great reality show.
They would. I wonder if... I'm sure they've been approached. I'm sure. Because she has a humongous following. And they're all like the most beautiful people. Like her sister looks like Gal Gadot. She looks like a model. Her brother is beautiful. Like their whole family is just like this gorgeous Southern family. I don't really watch anyone on YouTube, and it's strictly for creative reasons, which sounds backwards, but I don't want our videos...
Stop, no, good idea. I didn't even think about turning on notifications, so I don't miss it. Speaking of, Sapna just made a good point. If you don't want to miss any of our videos, turn on notifications, and then you won't.
Love it. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Please get this. Please give this video a thumbs up.
We're desperate. Come on.
Please, y'all give this video a thumbs up, and we'll be so grateful for y'all forever. We love y'all. So I feel like that's it. I feel like that is good.
Do we want to go live on Instagram? I think it's fun to do, even if it's just like 10 minutes.
Let's do it.
So if you want to do like a 10-minute live on Instagram, we're going to switch over to that. Maybe we'll do that every week since we're not potentially committing to vlogs anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what else we have to say, but maybe we'll do like a 5-minute live.
5 minutes?
I'm trying to watch Coda. So let's do a 5-minute live.
Okay. Well, I'm going to refill and then...
Are you really? I've had 2 and I'm like,
I've only had...
Cannot do any more. Brendan. Yes, Grammy predictions for album of the year. Olivia Rodrigo, Sour. Little fun fact, which I don't know if any of you guys know. I am an awards show fanatic and a list freak. I love countdowns. I love lists. I love end of the year, like best of type of things. And it's a side of me that I don't think I ever show on social media, like the movie trivia or like the always quoting movies type of side. I feel like I don't show that on social media, but it's like, that's like a weird part of me that I'm like,
I wouldn't say weird.
Like every week, maybe not weird. Yeah, thank you. Maybe every week I like check and see what the #1 album and the #1 song in the Billboard charts is. And like so impressed that Encanto was #1 for 8 weeks or whatever on the Billboard 200. But anyways, fun little tidbit. I'm very much into all that kind of stuff.
He is fun to watch movies with because if you see someone in the movie that or show that you're like, wait, who is that person? What did they play on? Like, what movie was that back in 2004? You're like, that's all. They won. They were nominated for this award and this award and this award. They won an Oscar this year.
But you know what? You know what's so funny? And then we'll switch off. Is to me, that's like common knowledge. Like I'm always surprised when people are like, "Now, who is that actress again?" And I'm like, "You mean like Zoe Deschanel or like Zoe Saldana or like X Y?" You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean you don't know who that is? Like it's like so second nature to me, but it's like it's because I enjoy that stuff. I don't know. I love it. Anyways, okay. So we will see you guys over on Instagram Live in like 5 minutes.
Also, thank you guys for coming. If you don't come to Instagram, have a good week. We will see you
Sunday.
Sunday.
Bye, guys.